It's Mikey from Usually Broken Cars. Today you join me with the UK's cheapest Golf GTi Mark 5 and we're going to take it on quite the road trip. We are going to Wales and back in 3 days, so we're going to drive out there, we're going to stop at some places. I'm going with all the boys, so yeah, let's go meet up with them. Right, it is absolutely hammering it down. It is miserable, like absolutely minging. So I'm going to go and get a quick shot of the cars with my brolly before we get blown away. I hope it's a bit nicer over in Wales. Let's go and get a bit of footage. I'm going in the UK's cheapest GTi. Al's in his TT. James is in the Gaynarda. Mike is in his GTR. AJ has managed to wangle himself a classic 911. Last of the air cooled, so that's pretty cool. And I'm hiccuping because I've just had a massive breakfast. And finally, Callum in his drug spec Merc.
Hi everybody, and thank you for tuning in to this week's very wet episode of Usually Broken Cars. We have got one hell of a ride coming up, so get yourself seated and let's crack on. What was crazy is the further we got away from the central England, the better the weather got. So as we were driving out of Bedfordshire where I live, the weather was getting better and better and better, making our way up to the Cotswolds, which was our first stop of the weekend.
Okay, so we're about 80 miles into the drive. We're on our way to the classic motor hub. It's our first stop. But yeah, the weather's been vile. But the good thing is the Golf is absolutely smashing it. And we're averaging 35 miles to the gallon. We're about 10 minutes off our first stop. So yeah, let's crack on and we'll get there and we'll do some more videoing.
Two hours in and just under 100 miles driven, we arrived at the Classic Motor Hub. What a awesome place. So this is hidden up in the Cotswolds and I highly recommend a visit. I have done a full-length video because we stopped there on the way back for their cars and coffee meet. So it's quite interesting to see a bit of the competition. But what they have on site is they have classic car sales and you are free to wander around, just don't touch. They got some really cool stuff there. Some vintage stuff and some stuff that is worth a huge amount of money. So yeah, we had a good wander around. It's a great place to stop and get some food, have a quick wee, and then we carried on from there. What we didn't realise when we got there is that Henry Cole and his team were there. Henry Cole, for those of you that don't know, does some really cool television shows about classic vehicles, restoring them and getting them back on the road. And he was kind enough to give us a couple of minutes of his time. He was also fascinated with my camera and couldn't believe how small it was.
Yeah, Tommy, look at you there. Oh, he doesn't want to, don't want to see you, man. He just wants to see me. How fantastic.
It's all me.
See if it doesn't want to see you, Al.
No, so it's designed to do face tracking.
It's just stay. Oh, no, it's got you though, mate.
So you can flip it round.
Oh,
But it does everything, and it's only actually like this big. This is a battery pack. Yeah. What a lovely little treat that was. So, just randomly bump into Henry Cole at the Classic Motor Hub thing, which is really cool. Had a nice little chat with him. He really kindly did a message from my granddad, who's a huge fan of his. So we're going to get back on the road now. We've got a couple of stops on the way. Let's get into it.
About another 100 miles and another 2 hours of driving. Al was adamant that we needed to follow his direction, and we went over the Severn Bridge, which is amazingly cool.
Wowzers.
Down there on the right hand side, but I don't know how you get to it.
Al had seen this awesome opportunity for a photo. He'd seen it on some socials and stuff and said, we've got to stop at this place. We were all a bit like, oh come on, we just want to get there, but absolutely worth it. Thank you, Al. How's that for a stop? So Al said, we've got to go to this place, we've got to park up here and get some pictures. And to be fair to him, it is just incredible. And it was a nice welcome stop again, and it just broke up the day nicely. Also, this water was absolutely minging. Like, that was just crud.
Maybe it's one of your YouTube fans. Let's get out and get beside your penis. I'm in the King's Head.
We were fully aware of when we were getting close to our destination. The more driving we did, the closer we got to Wales. Uncle Mike obviously needed to stop for fuel again, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to top up the Golf. And I put a whole £20 in, so next to nothing really. And we stopped for an ice cream, as you do.
Look at that MX-5.
Yeah, I said to Mike, give it a rev, and the guy was just like, wah, 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 wah.
I hope you can appreciate my impression of that MX-5. Basically, this guy drove past Mike's R32, got super excited, and I said to Mike, just bounce it off the limiter a bit, and then this lad in his MX-5 absolutely revved the nuts off of it. "200 miles and we're finally at the hotel."
Isn't it?
Fully opened, and it's got a secondary glazing panel on it, so you can there's a wooden chock that you can adjust the, so if you want it open but not fully, use the wooden chock, or have it fully open and use the second. I'm going to do a demonstration if you want.
I don't know about that, Al. You look you're either aroused or confused.
Let me go for a wait before you shit it out.
Okay. Mate, look at the room!
To be fair.
Right, so we're in the hotel room. I've got to give Ollie's mum her due. It's a beautiful hotel, and the room is lush. I got a 4-poster bed. So yeah, next step is beers, food, and then good night's sleep, and then we're off tomorrow. So let's go get some beer. Well done, lads.
Morning, Mike.
Hi.
Morning, everybody. So you join us for day 2 of the Welsh Wales road trip. So Uncle Mike's in the shower. We're going to meet the other boys downstairs very shortly for breakfast. I think we're going to hit up the Black Mountains. There was mention of the Evo Triangle. What I do know is that the sun is shining beautifully out there today. You can't really see it through there, but the mountains look fantastic. So let's go and get some breakfast. Let's have a good day.
Right, I'm on my way back to the hotel already because me being me, I've forgotten my car keys. I'm the only one that's done it. We're on a driving holiday. I forgot my car keys, so let's go back to the hotel. So we've had the first issue of the trip. AJ in the classic 911, we've had to pull over because you've got an oil pressure light come on. Now, we topped it up with 1040, which isn't the right oil, but it's got the light out. So we're now going to go to a Motor Factors, get some 1060 and get it to the right level with 1060. Now when we left, the oil level was spot on. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Never been known to miss.
We've just pulled over for James to have a wee. I've got to say the views are absolutely breathtaking, like unbelievably good, and I'm hoping that I can try and capture some of this as well, but it is outrageously good. The roads so far have been a bit hit and miss in terms of like being able to open up and enjoy them, but the views are, I mean, I've never think I've ever used the word breathtaking before for views, but they are pretty special. So let's get in and hopefully we we get to open up the cars a bit and enjoy these Welsh mountain roads. Okay, so we're at our first stop. We're on the Black Mountains and it is just something else. I'll do some B-roll and you can see what we're talking about, but the roads are incredible. Obviously the boys are getting ice cream, so first stop.
Special. That's Uncle Mike. That's the only words that I can use to describe these views. Is they are just special. We found this wonderful little pull-in that we could stop at, and there was loads of people, cool cars pulling in there with the caterhams, and there was all sorts of sports cars going up and down that bit of mountain. But this is like a third of the way into the Black Mountain Pass, and it was just a beautiful place to stop. We went and had a wander, climbed up some hills, absolutely out of this world. It's going to sound so lame, but I didn't realise, like, I knew that obviously we'd be going through mountains and valleys and stuff, but you'd crest a hill or something and all of a sudden there was just miles and miles and miles of open roads again and again and again, and yeah, it's just out of this world.
If you're an uncultured swine like I am, I have never been to anywhere like this, and the roads are, I know it's really like cliche to say it, but the roads are breathtaking, the views are breathtaking. Like, you just stand there finding yourself going, wow, you know, it's just unbelievable, the views, unbelievable. And I think, you know, the UK's cheapest GTi, it's been fantastic. You know, I know we've done some work to get it where it is, but it is just such a nice car to drive for such a little amount of money. It really is. You know, this is such a beautiful road that we're on. It is a shame that the speed cameras are on 40, because there are definitely parts of the road that you can go past 40 on. But it is stunning nonetheless.
I'll apologise now for the quality, but this is recording off of one of my sort of GoPros on the dash of the GTi, but this was essentially a complete run at the Black Mountain Pass. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you to enjoy this. So if I can ask that you tune in next week for part 2, where we will things will get a bit more interesting, unfortunately, to an extent. But yeah, tune in next week for next week's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps me more than you can imagine. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.